Whether he lives on a ranch or in an apartment, this fellow is a pretty neat guy. Who is that person? Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to answer what that kind of person is in the game of Lingo. Made in 1985 by the Western Publishing Company, this was of several games that came out during the time period of the Trivial Pursuit, craze, that kind of thing. Instead of trying to do trivia-based questions just on like general trivial information, they decided here to make a game based on a specific topic, and that is lingo, slang, phrases, terms that do not normally apply to the normal language of English, or if we did it in a different country like Japanese, stuff like that. And you are tasked with 12 different categories to select one of a specific field and then guess what type of word they are talking about. For example, with the one that I just asked in the beginning of the question, at the beginning of the video, would be dude. A dude is a pretty neat guy on a ranch. That's not, historically accurate because that's the slang for it. That's the lingo. That kind of stuff is pretty neat. Like I said, there are 12 categories altogether. There's trite and true, which is really generalized, like every rose has its blank. Then you would have to answer thorn, things like that. Very really old lines. GI jive. GI jive is military-based jargon. It could be you have to do it by the numbers, meaning you have to do it in order and correctly, things like that. Cops and robbers. That's all your cop-related, criminal-related stuff, such as a gun mall is a is a is a woman with carrying a weapon and all that stuff. Well, a lady with like a gang lady kind of thing. So some of it's like early 30s references, things like that. Shop talk, that is like carpentry, electrician, all that kind of stuff. Off the wall, which is that's your full-blown slang, which is these are things that are not directly historical of what their meanings by, but it's like I just don't want to say urban, because there are many things that are not blackified, if you wanted to be racist about it. Like this person is no foreigner after joining a sorority or fraternity, and it's a Greek. Things like that. Bon appetit, which is related to foods, whether you're preparing a food or a specific type of phrase for food. Like like bread is considered the staff of life. Something like that. Jock jargon, that's a favorite of mine. Sports related stuff because there's a lot of things that are related to sports. Rest and relaxation, which is like hiking, all the outdoorsy kind of lingo. Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge is related to this is the generalized categories of like like music, things like of that nature. Showbiz is relating to television and the movies, and so you have a bunch of like things that may have to do with like gaffers, directors, or even like film genres in general. That's that kind of stuff. Pillow talk, which is my favorite, has to do with like the ladies or styles of guys, such as like calling them the I believe they're called the sparrow. Like that's like one piece of lingo for like military stuff related to like love interests, things like that. And then followed by old hat, which is like the really old sayings, like stuff from like the 1800s, and a little bit later than that. So each one has a different category, each one has a different difficulty, and the main reason why I love this game, and you should too, is because I like with the wordplay. I like finding out like what people said, during like different eras, just because some of them sound really cool. Some of them would be things that it's like, you know what, I would say to this day if I knew that was a thing, that kind of stuff. And so this was made in 1985, but you end up having a lot of things from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and a little bit even before that, of generalized phrases and lingo and terms that are just really, really cool. So there's like, if I remember the correct, there's like 300 cards. You know, 300 stacks of like trivia cards. They're two different boxes. And then all together, you got some little noisemakers, which I'm not going to blow because they're a little bit loud. There we go. Um, and then followed by the cards in which you drew your categories. The way that I like to do it is I just like to randomly select three that are on one side of a card, and then have someone select. But originally, you draw a card randomly, and you have to select one of those two categories. And you get it right, you get a point. You get enough points, you win the game. It's every other standard trivia game, except you don't need to have a board for it. So that is cool. Um, and that's it. That's really all how it works. And you guys should go check it out. It's relatively cheap. I haven't seen it go like any higher than $50 because it's a trivia game. They're a dime a dozen. But this type of trivia stuff is really unique, and it's a whole lot of fun just trying to figure out what the heck they're trying to say. They sometimes give clues, if something is written in bold lettering, you're supposed to emphasize that so that way they can get that as a hint. Like in bed, the couple sizzled while blanking blank. You're supposed to, you're supposed to say the style of the blank based on what the word is. And then this one is making bacon. So blanking blank. Yeah, it's awesome. So hope you enjoyed that. I'll do some more board game stuff later, but this is pretty sweet. Have a good day.